If you don't have the mindset that you're the best ever, you failed already. You have to believe it. You don't just mistakenly become great at something.
Why be normal when you can be the best? I don't want to be normal. I want to make the difference. So everything I do, I want to make the difference. Because when I make the difference, I'm the best.
But my mindset will always be as such, as I am the best, to do what I do. And that'll give me a shot at being the best.
Be fucking fearless. Let the fear of regret fuel you to take action. Today. Now.
The fear is never reaching your potential.
Fear is my friend. I love fear. Fear allows me to reach my highest potential.
If you're not getting rid of fear, then use fear. Use fear or it uses you. It's that simple.
Be fucking fearless, or as close to it as possible.
The fear of failing is an illusion. Fear is an illusion, but we have to have desire. We have to have something that pushes us. Fear pushes us.
And then one day you're an old man.
Yep.
And you look back and go, God, I could have been great.
Yep.
I could have been great.
Make up your mind that fear is not going to stop you from doing the thing you really want to do. Step out and do it today.
Look at everyone around you. Look at your family. Look at your friends. They all work mediocre jobs and live mediocre lives, and not one of them has been able to escape this reality. So why do you think you are going to be the one that does? Why do you think that you're the special one? It is the stage of intrusive thoughts. And this is a very dangerous place, because this is the place where you are most susceptible to accept those intrusive thoughts and let them control your future actions. You start trying to find things and people to blame as to why you're not successful, and creating scenarios in your head to convince yourself that you won't ever succeed with this. And at this point, you have tried different things and they haven't worked as expected. You're unsure of what to do and you're on the verge of giving up. And here is where you are going to fail if you don't have the right mindset. Because your mind will test you. You're going to have intrusive thoughts telling you to give up. And this is the experience that 95% of people have. They're stuck in what I call the cycle of failure. They hear about a big new opportunity, they convince themselves that this is the one for them and it's better than anything else they have ever tried before. They are hyped, they can already see themselves succeeding with it, and they are at stage 1, which is uninformed optimism. Then they start taking action, they try a thing or two, and they see that things are not as easy as they first anticipated. Things don't work out as expected, and they start getting frustrated, and that is stage 2. Informed pessimism. Then they start resenting themselves and the fact that they even tried in the first place. Everything they tried was a failure and they don't know what to do next to avoid failure. They then try to convince themselves that this is not for them and that this opportunity was not the right one. And finally, they give up. And that is stage 3, the valley of despair. This video is going to create future millionaires, because I'm actually going to be sharing the 3 habits that made me a millionaire by the age of 18. The first habit that actually made me a millionaire was turning my phone on airplane mode. You should not let anyone rob you of the most important thing that you have, which is your focus and your attention. You see, most people think that the reason they are not a millionaire is because of lack of energy or a lack of knowledge. That is actually incorrect in 90% of cases. In 90% of cases, the thing that they lack is focus, because if you have focus, you will inevitably get the knowledge and information that you need in order to make $1 million. The next habit that made me a millionaire by the age of 18 was choosing the right vehicle. It's not necessarily about how hard you work. It's about how hard you work plus what vehicle are you in. Now, the right vehicle is one of 2 things. It's something where either you're paid very well for your time, or it's something that you can actually use leverage. Now, when I say leverage, I mean you can outsource to people, you can hire people, you can build a product and it can sell without you actually being the person to deliver. Now, the last habit that made me a millionaire by the age of 18 was journaling. A lot of times you have a lot of self-doubts, and a lot of times you aren't very self-aware. Now, journaling every day really hones in your self-awareness. And as I said, this is by far one of the most powerful tools when you are trying to get to your first million in life. Because along the journey, you will have doubts, you will have, thoughts that creep in. And if you don't have self-awareness, then those thoughts and those doubts might cripple.
The truth is, being successful is hard. Some of the most successful people in the world are the ones who've had the most failures. J.K. Rowlings, who wrote Harry Potter. Her first Harry Potter book was rejected 12 times before it was finally published. Michael Jordan was cut from his high school basketball team. He lost hundreds of games and missed thousands of shots during his career. But he once said, "I have failed over and over and over again in my life, and that's why I succeed." These people succeeded because they understood that you can't let your failures define you. You have to let your failures teach you. You have to let them show you what to do differently the next time.
Stay away from people who act like a victim in a problem that they created. There are people like that in the world, or some of you obviously know some of them. But they act like a victim in a problem that they created. That's gaslighting. There are people that do that. My antidote to that is this. Spend more time with people with whom you have a common future instead of a common past.
Stop pretending that you have more self-control than you actually do. If you constantly get distracted by video games, sell your video games. If you can't stop smoking weed, get rid of it. If you can't stop scrolling on social media, delete the apps. If you actually think that you're gonna go from being addicted to something and not being able to have any self-control to having the self-control to only do it sometimes by only your own sheer will, you are delusional. Have the humility to say, this isn't for me. I promise that when you admit that and you actually remove those detriments from your life, you're gonna be so much better off than you were before trying to play the game of, oh, I'm only gonna do it sometimes. It's bullshit.
So I know why you go on Instagram. I know why because you just have the time. You have the time because you don't want to put that time into bettering oneself. There's so many times in life you don't want to be doing what the fuck you're doing. You can't just fucking quit. Remember this, it's in the hobby, it's in the fucking joke, it's a fucking lifestyle. So what you say to yourself is important. There's no fucking coach, there's no trainer to keep you going, it's only you.
Fucking bet against me, bet against me. Tell me it's not gonna happen. Tell me it's gonna fail. I love it. I love every minute of it.
How bad do you want it? Is it worth dying for? That's his true greatness, is the willingness to die. So is this thing worth greatness?
Don't stop when you're tired. Stop when you're done. Stay hard. They tell you how you're supposed to feel. So you are feeling that way. I was like, don't let these motherfuckers tell you how you're supposed to feel. So I was getting my Boku all jacked up. I said, we're gonna take these motherfuckers' souls. So when they had us doing this simple thing that guys are struggling with, Boku 2 was just watching the fucking boat and you're yelling, yeah, you can't fucking hurt us. You can't hurt Boku 2. And I looked on the instructors' faces and it looked like someone had just fucked with their soul. And I looked at my guy in the book and I said, hey, guess what? Those motherfuckers aren't fucking tonight. We own space in their fucking head. We own space. They're gonna think about us tonight.
One day or day one.
It's time to get back to work.
Who cares? You tired or not? Nobody cares about it.
It's on you. Cut out all the fucking noise. Get back to the fucking mental lab.
You got to go for it.
I will never quit. I'm going to win.
Seize this very minute what you can do, or even dream you can do, and begin it.
Now, if you know what you're worth, then go out and get what you're worth. But you gotta be willing to take the hits.
That's where winning is. There are no traffic jams in the last mile of the race. It's just you and your shadow.
Say to yourself, it's not over until I
win. The truth is, being successful is hard. Some of the most successful people in the world are the ones who've had the most failures. J.K. Rowlings, who wrote Harry Potter. Her first Harry Potter book was rejected 12 times before it was finally published. Michael Jordan was cut from his high school basketball team. He lost hundreds of games and missed thousands of shots during his career, but he once said, I have failed over and over and over again in my life, and that's why I succeed. These people succeeded because they understood that You can't let your failures define you. You have to let your failures teach you. You have to let them show you what to do differently the next time.